All right, welcome to Overtime with Jared P. and Johnny O. with our special guest. He's been a guest for a few weeks now, Jeremy Phillips. But we are sad to say we are without Jared P. today as he is battling bronchitis. And of course, we definitely miss him dearly, But as I thought about him not being on the show, I realized the big reason why I'm, it's kind of sad is because he always makes Jeremy and I look really good with our, expertise in sports with some of his off the wall sports comments.
Yeah. I mean, we're like week 13, I think, when he finally gave up on the Chiefs.
I'm sure he's going to appreciate that, but he gives me a lot of those old jabs, so I needed to give him a little jab. But no, just
Exactly.
kidding. We definitely miss Jared P. I hope he gets well soon, and get back in action here. We need you, man. We need that humor. So,
Yeah.
um, all right, our title sponsor is Elite Chiropractic Performance, and we have Jeremy here. So, Jeremy, give me your little quick ad on yourself, and then we'll get started.
Yeah, Jeremy Phillips, founder of Elite Performance Chiropractic here in Greensboro. It's been my pleasure to be the title sponsor for Overtime with Jared P. and Johnny O all season, and they've been gracious enough to have me on as a guest during football season, which has been awesome. But yeah, we treat patients of all backgrounds. I know the name kind of sets us off in kind of the athletic realm, as well as with my background being a former professional football player. But we see everybody. We see tons of 5K runners to football players to weightlifters to grandmas and grandpas trying to keep up with the grandkids. So we have a service for all walks of life here in Greensboro. It's been our pleasure serving here for 17 years.
And every time I drive by that building, man, that is one beautiful building. Seriously, that you
Oh,
have.
thank you.
Very,
Thank you.
very nice.
Outside of the
Um,
chiropractic stuff, that's been one of the pleasures of that. That was fun. I guess that was kind of a bright spot during COVID. I bought this land in 19, and then we built this building. I designed and built this building during 2020 during COVID, and
yep.
it was kind of a bright spot that kept me concentrated and kept me from slipping into the darkness of what was COVID during this time, and so that's I kind of kept my sanity a little bit.
No, that's awesome. All right, well, we're gonna get going. We're gonna talk a little bit about what a great, I don't know, super extraordinary weekend we got of football starting on Thursday with the college football playoffs, which I think are going to be absolutely what a Final Four that is. And
Sure.
ending not until Monday with the last game of the NFL wildcard weekend. Great 5-day stretch of football. I'm totally excited. We'll talk a little bit about who should win the MVP in the NFL. I think that's definitely a two-man race, but
Sure.
I think one guy kind of sticks out. And then this crazy coaching carousel in the NFL. I don't even know what to think about it, but there's 7 openings now, and when I'm looking at it, I think there could be 10 by the end of the week, possibly. So
Sure.
we shall see. All right, let's talk. Let's talk about the Super Weekend. First of all, the college Final Four. Who do we got? We got Miami versus Ole Miss. A couple of great stories. I am rooting for Ole Miss like they've been my favorite team my entire life right now. I think it's a great matchup. It's just a crazy thing going on. I've actually fallen in love with their quarterback. That Trinidad Chambliss is just on fire. But nothing against Miami, and you can talk a little bit about it. Carson Beck's playing well, but that defense is frightening, man. They're unbelievable. But the whole coaching thing, the head coach right now is what, Pete Golding, interim coach, I guess, for Ole Miss. And, the offensive coordinator is coming back, Charlie Weiss Jr. He's going back and forth from LSU to Ole Miss. It's crazy, Jeremy. What do you think of what's going on with that?
I mean, hats off. First off, to the players in the locker room for they've had to withstand all this outside noise more so than any other team. I mean, I guess Indiana could probably make a case because people have been coming after them, because they're not non-traditional. The first kind of year being a powerhouse school and stuff, so they've had a lot of noise themselves. But as far as noise that has really, really crept into the locker room with the whole Kiffin saga and all of this stuff, and as well as some of the coaches still on staff, they're flying back and forth between Baton Rouge and Oxford, to try to, win a national title for these kids. And for these kids to kind of block that out, and realistically, based on, watching them on the field, it seems like it's brought them closer.
Yeah.
It's like they're playing for themselves, they're playing for their locker room, they're playing for their teammates, and the hell with everybody else. They left us, Kiffin left us, whatever. What pains my butt about pulling for them is if they win, that's more damn money Lane Kiffin makes. It's crazy. They 250 grand. I mean, they throw around a couple $100,000 like it's just like it's nothing.
$20 bills, like $20 bills.
Yeah, 250K bonus for first round win, 500 for second round. This round will be 750, and then if they win the national title, it's another $1 million.
Oh
so
my
gosh. It's insane. So he could come back. What is that? 1.5 million. And he's not even the coach. So yes, they do got the feel good story. Of course, I was a Division II player. The Chambliss kid, the quarterback for them, obviously plays in my heartstrings because he's a Division II guy. He would have been, I would have been just like him if the transfer portal would have existed back in my day. I mean, I don't think I would have probably stayed at Lenoir-Rhyne after my sophomore year. I'd have probably hit the portal and went elsewhere.
Sure.
And nothing against Lenoir-Rhyne. I love Lenoir-Rhyne, but I would have been trying to make a case for myself and probably, been more presentable for the NFL and stuff, which I'm sure is what he's doing.
We just lost Jeremy for some reason. Oh no, I don't know. We don't usually lose Jeremy. Maybe he can.
There
he is. You're good.
I love the fact that Lacey is staying there at Ole Miss. He committed what seems like, I think, yesterday or the day before. So he's saying that I just knew he was going to end up in a LSU jersey next year. I thought that would have been number one Kiffin would have took with him. But again, as I told you guys at the beginning of these playoffs, as somewhat controversial, at least in Notre Dame and Notre Dame fans' eyes and Catholics' eyes, people were saying Miami shouldn't have been here. But they have the athletes to compete with anybody. And I think that controversy was kind of like a slap in their face, and they got their locker room straightened out. So here they go. And it's just amazing. Like, LSU over the years have been known for their defensive linemen. Miami's been known for their defensive linemen, mainly edge rushers and defensive end. I swear both of those schools, they got a mold where they just spit these guys out, man. It's unbelievable. They all kind of have the same physique and body type and everything, and it's like, where are they finding these guys? It's unbelievable. And then not only did they got a starters, they got guys coming off the bench the same way. It's like they don't skip a beat. And Miami's been that way for years. LSU's been that way for years. It's just they have these edge rushers and these defensive linemen that are just phenomenal. And more so than any other school, it seems like.
Yeah. And like you said, so athletic and so big and all that. But they're so fast too. I mean, the quickness and how fast they are just blow my mind.
And there's multiples of them. There's guys that are coming off the bench in Miami that could probably be starting somewhere else. It's crazy. They've got a second string guy that'll get drafted in the second, third round. It's crazy. And of course, being in the heart of the ACC, you like to see Miami because the money they're making comes into the ACC, gets redistributed amongst all the schools within the ACC. So I like that aspect, because everybody's thinking we're playing catch up with the SEC and stuff like that. So I like the fact that we got Miami in there competing and making some noise.
Oh yeah.
So my heart's torn with this game, man. I wish they could both win. I hate the fact they're playing. I wish one of these teams was playing against Oregon or somebody
Right.
like that we don't even care about, right? So, but I think I'm going Miami in this game. I think I'm
Wow.
going Miami. It looks like at the last I checked, Vegas is going Miami. Both of these games down the stretch are minus 3.5. So it's
Yeah.
just Vegas saying, whatever. I think Indiana's minus 3.5 and Miami's favored in this game minus 3.5. But I think I'm going with the odds on favorite. I think I'm going with Miami in this
Going
game.
Miami.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm going with my heart. Again, I don't want Lane Kiffin to get anything, but he's going to get money. But he's got enough money, so the money doesn't even mean anything to him. But I'm rooting for these kids, man, and the Trinidad Chamblises, that made the
Sure.
move to go there and play for him. So I think Ole Miss is going to pull it off, but it's such a great matchup. Miami has played the last couple games, their defense has just been off the charts. So I couldn't even predict the score. I don't know what the over under is on that, but I'm going to go Ole Miss just by it. Maybe they're going to have to win by a field goal at the end of the game or something. But
You're
I'm
saying
going
like
to pick them.
27-24 or something like that, somewhere like
Ooh, I'm thinking maybe 20
low.
to 17. I don't
Okay, you're
think there's
saying
going to be a
lower
lot of
score.
scoring. Yeah,
Okay,
yeah,
all right. Yeah,
but
I'm saying Ole Miss. I'm sorry, I'm saying Miami. I think it's going to be higher scored. I think it's going to be. I think they're going to cover. I think it's going to be. I'll say 28-17 Miami.
oh
I
wow,
think they shut down. I think they shut down Ole Miss offense that much with that defensive line. I
yeah,
do.
they
I
could.
think they take Lacey out of the game. As much as I love Lacey, because I love a good running back, but
Yeah.
I think that defensive line is for Miami is just that much better and that much fired up.
Well, Charlie Weiss Jr. better have that offense ready for Miami. You're right.
Yeah.
I think young Charlie Weiss Jr. is a little thinner than Dad. Remember,
Mm-hmm.
Dad was a big boy, man,
He's a
or
big
is a
boy
big
back with the
boy.
Patriots and everything. Yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah.
Hey, quick question before we talk about the Indiana Oregon game. What do these four coaches have in common besides being in the Final Four of the playoffs this year? Mario Cristobal, Pete Golding, Kurt Signetti, and Dan Lanning. They
Yeah.
have something else in common.
They're all saving understudies.
Is that amazing or what, man?
Unbelievable, man. Unbelievable. I
That's
mean, and it goes farther than this. I mean, if you
it
look
does.
at his, he had, I saw a documentary, something ESPN done, maybe it was Netflix or something. He almost like had almost like a coach's rehabilitation program, like coaches that had gotten fired, had struggled personally with, substance abuse, something like that. He would bring them on and they would
Yeah,
work for essentially peanuts, and he had a boardroom table where the coaching staff would sit around it, and then around the outside of it was kind of these guys that were learning, trying to correct their careers, kind of correct their wrongs, so to speak. And dude, the people sitting on the outside of that, if you look at it now, they've got NFL jobs, they've got coaching jobs. I mean, I
yeah.
think Sarkeesian
Well,
was one of them.
I was going to bring him up, man. Remember, he was
Yeah,
going through that alcohol problem,
sure,
and
sure.
Saban threw him a bone.
Yeah, I mean, and I think they had it was some type of program that they had with their alumni, which Alabama's got tons of money. So, but I think I mean, they were going from making a couple $100,000 a year being a coach somewhere. I think they were getting paid what 45 grand or something.
Yeah,
And you got
yep,
these bright minds that just had rough luck or down on their luck or whatever, and just an extra set of eyes watching these films and stuff like that. It's no wonder Alabama won so many national titles back then.
absolutely.
You
No,
know,
and I was never a big Nick Saban fan, but man, total respect and I got to say, I love him on TV.
I
Absolutely
do
love
too.
him
And
on TV.
the more I learn about him, such as the stories we just
Yeah,
talked about, I'm thinking, well, man, maybe I had this guy all wrong back in
I'm
the day.
with you. Yeah,
And that I love. His name escapes me, but the young guy that was the kicker for Detroit back in the podcast that's on there with him, I think he's perfect in bringing out Saban's softer side.
Oh,
You
okay,
know,
yep.
like he gets them laughing sometimes and everything. It's great. It's great.
And his commercial, that one commercial when it check-in times at 3:00. Yeah, it's 2:55. I know. Just the way he does I
Yeah.
laugh every time. I love it.
Yeah, there'll be no showers longer than 5 minutes. This is not a spa. It's great. It's great.
You'd be like, oh, that's good stuff. All right, next game, Indiana and Oregon. You mentioned Oregon. I'm not we just don't know a lot about them because they're over on the other side of the country and all that. But their coach, man, has done one hell of a job over the years, Dan Lanning. So, I'm happy for him. He's kind of that go get him kind of guy. I like their style and all that, but I am all Indiana on this. Fernando and Mr. Signetti, man. Um, that I think they got it this year. I think Indiana will be the national champions, and I'm rooting for them. And so they got a tough task. And the cool thing about this Final Four is really both games are toss-ups. Anyone can win this championship now out of the 4 teams, I believe. But I think Indiana just has a slight edge over the other 3, so I'm gonna go all Indiana. What do you got?
I'm taking Indiana too. The more I watch him play, I love their quarterback. He's just that steady hand that I just think he gets them through this game hands down.
Yeah,
I've watched Oregon play, not so much in the regular season, but in these playoffs, and they've looked great. But I don't think I just think they just overmatched everybody they played. I don't think they've seen a team like Indiana, and I think Indiana wins this game easily. I
hands
think it's
down.
over with by the third quarter, to be honest
Yeah.
with you.
Mendoza is better than I thought he was, to be honest with you, and
Yes,
I
but
and I
he's
thought
just to me, he's not flashy at all, and not personality wise or anything like that. But he's just steady as they come. Kind of
yeah.
takes what they give him. Very well coached, very disciplined. He just makes very little mistakes.
Well, they took care of Alabama, and my brother Rick was here over the weekend, and we were watching that game, and he was all Alabama. He goes, "Oh, this Indiana team." He would call him Father Mendoza. Father Mendoza, he hasn't seen a defense like Alabama,
Yeah,
38-3. Boy, did I have bragging rights that day, man.
I know. I
They
know.
out they outclassed Alabama. They really
Oh yeah,
did.
Signetti.
So
He's just got them rolling up there, man. He really does. Hats
I
off
hope
to him. No 5 stars coming out of no 5-star recruits on that team. Period.
is that a fact?
That's a fact. I read
Oh,
that the other day. That's crazy. That's
wow.
crazy.
Because they're powerful, man. That's good
Hmm.
stuff. Um, all right, right before let me go over a couple of our other sponsors before we hit a little bit NFL talk. We got Estate Jewelry and Loan, something old, something new. Estate Jewelry has a great selection of new and estate jewelry. You can really find a nice, unique piece for any occasion at Brian's showroom. Go see my buddy Brian over at Estate Jewelry Loan at 2511 Battleground Ave. And eat here quite often lately. Salsarita's Fresh Mexican Grill, located in High Point at the Palladium and in Greensboro in the Target Shopping Center on New Garden Road. He's got a food truck, catering, daily specials. You can see their menu on salsaritas.com. My buddy, the guy who runs that place over there, Miguel, would love to have you in his restaurant. And we got one more here. For Real 24. It's real golf. It's indoors and it's anytime. Greensboro's premier 24/7 indoor golf facility offering iconic golf courses and state-of-the-art equipment. You can be a member there. It's almost like a country club over there. But you can also just go play a round of golf and pay for that as well. But the memberships are really cool. Look them up and you can stop by there. Well, you can look them up at forreal24.com or stop in there and talk to the owner, Clay Jordan. He's a great guy, and he would be very excited to see you. All right, the NFL. Boy, it's finally playoff time, Jeremy, and we got what do we got? 8, 2, 4, 6 games that are all good games. So I'm going to go right down the list, and maybe we can just do a little pick and a little dissertation on each one. But I'll start off with the Rams visiting Carolina, and will you be in those seats for the game?
I thought about going, but I'm not. My kids got basketball this weekend, so they're number one. I'm gonna. I mean, I'm definitely taking my Rams.
Yep.
Carolina screwed up by beating them during the season because they're not going to sneak up on them this time. They'll got Devontae Adams back. Apparently, Devontae Adams has done the pregame warm-ups the last two games, like full-on sweat, running pass routes, doing everything, and they've set him. They're going to be full go. I mean,
Yeah.
I think the Rams win by 2 touchdowns.
And that's what should happen. And I guess the weather's going to be fine and all that. But yeah, as much as I'd love to see the Panthers win, but I agree with you. I think that win during the season might have screwed them up in this game because the Rams they're going to be fired up, man, for this.
It's not much the NFL gets wrong. I mean, really not. They got a good thing going, and they know it. But this seeding stuff, I mean, just because you win a division, you get a home game. I mean, I guess the richest go to the spoils or whatever. The winner goes to the spoils. But, you got a 12-5 team on the road against an 8-9.
Makes no sense. Yeah.
It's crazy. It's crazy. I mean, but LA did not win their division.
Yeah.
They were, they played in the toughest division in football this year. And, they're on the road. They're road warriors from here on out.
It's kind of funny. They do reseed after these games, but maybe I don't know. They got to figure something out because when you're under 500, I can't believe you have a home game. But it's been that's been the rule forever. So all good.
Sure.
Yeah, I'll go with the Rams too. I got to go with the Rams. Packers and Bears. Now there's a football game, man.
I mean, which Green Bay team shows up?
Yep.
It's fair to say, and it's probably one of the biggest surprises in the NFL this year. I mean, the Bears have been pretty damn consistent.
Yeah.
They're playing tough defensive football. Caleb Williams, I mean, I think he set the franchise single season passing record the other day. So
did he? Nice.
Yeah. So I mean, he's doing great. I mean, they got some rookies that are playing nice for him. Of course, Swift's playing well out of the backfield. I'm going with the higher seed. I'm going Bears. Bears. The Green Bay. If you'd have asked me this, particularly after week 1 and 2 early in the season, I thought, and I think I said on this podcast, they're the most balanced team I saw.
They were
defensive and offensive, but Love's been inconsistent. Jacobs has been banged up. Their wide receivers kind of hit or miss. I'm going Bears here.
Green Bay's been stumbling, and who was it? What Ben Johnson's the coach for Chicago, right?
Yep.
And he says he loves to play against Green Bay and beating their coach and this and that. I got a weird feeling, and I think the Bears are better than the Packers, but this is I'm going to call it a bold pick. But actually, right now, this morning, the Packers are favored to win this game in Chicago, which I'm going, what the hell's that? But I'm picking the Packers. I think the Packers win that game just because it's a playoff game, and they come in and win that one. But that would be a surprise, and that's nothing against the Bears because I really think they're better than the Packers, but I think the Packers pull it off somehow, and it'll be a just crazy game.
Kind of been there before, maybe, or something like that. Yeah. I could see that. Weather's not going to be a factor. Both of them are cold weather teams.
Yeah.
I could see it. I mean, particularly if Green Bay's defense makes plays early, maybe it affects Caleb's head a little bit. Right. Never been in the playoffs before, something like that. So I can definitely see it, but I think I'm going. I have, as we progress through this, I have more bold predictions and stuff like that. But I think I'm going with the safe play here, and I'm saying the Bears winning that division. They carried on through to the second round.
All right, good. The Buffalo Bills visiting Jacksonville and the Jags, who have won what 7 or 8 straight ball games. That's a great game. Again, these are great matchups. Actually, I want the Bills. I'm not a Bills fan, but I just want them to make it the damn Super Bowl. I really do. And of course, I think anyone that doesn't like Josh Allen, there's something wrong with that person. They don't know football, but I'm going with the Bills on this. And it makes because I love Trevor Lawrence and I love that he's now at that point where we thought he was going to be, and he's leading the team and he's playing great at quarterback. But I got to go with the Bills, and so far I picked all the visiting teams right now. So these are crazy picks, but I'm going to go with the Bills over the Jags. Who you got?
I think I'm going Jacksonville.
Woo.
I think they have a more balanced offense right now. I think they're playing well. ETN has had a hell of a year. Nobody's talking about it. Of course, Trevor Lawrence looks like the Clemson #1 pick in the draft. Trevor Lawrence finally. He's using his feet more so this year, which is shades of what he did in Clemson. Kind of making plays with his feet, picking up that timely first down, much the same as kind of Mahomes does. I'm going Jacksonville here, and this is nothing against Buffalo. I'd love to see Buffalo finally win one. I mean,
Yep.
I think they have one of the greatest fan bases in the NFL and stuff like this. But it's just me looking at this, and Jacksonville, they wasn't in the driver's seat of this division all year. I mean,
No,
it was all Indy for the first
it was
half
first
of the
half
season.
of the first half. Yeah.
Yeah, and so they've had their, to struggle through this adversity and kind of be steady Eddie and finally get to the top of that division. I'm taking Jacksonville. I may
Yep.
look like an idiot on here next week, but I'm taking Jacksonville.
No, I mean again, that's a toss up, I think. And plus they're home, so we shall see. All right, my next one. Wow. The 49ers versus the Eagles. Okay. It's a new season. Brand new season is the way I'm looking at it as an Eagle fan. I hope Petula comes down with the no, I shouldn't say that. I want him, hopefully he saw something last week. But I watched last week's game with the Eagles with all their reserves in, okay, and McKee at quarterback. And you know what? They were running the same damn crappy offense even with them. They weren't taking any chances or anything like that. And all the reserves were in. I don't trust I don't trust Petula at all, but have they been saving him? You've been saving it, or you've been saying it, and I've been hoping it that they're saving Jalen Hurts to run 10 or 12 times in this game. Give the ball to Saquon as many times as you want, no matter if it's pass or run. And let's change this offense. The 49ers are a little beaten up, and I don't think they're beaten up as much as, to where they can't win this game, but I got to go with my Eagles. I think we get by that first game. It's home, it's in Philly, and they got to start fresh. It's a brand new season, and Jalen, let's face it, Hurts does come to playoff time. So let's see if that happens this year. Who do you got?
You're going to hate me. I'm going 49ers with this.
That's it.
I think they got it. I think Philly's been playing so inconsistent on offense. Now, granted, San Fran's banged up. They're not as banged up as they were earlier in the year. Holy cow, they were playing basically their second team.
Yep.
About halfway through the season. But I like San Fran in this game. I think they get Trent Williams back this week. CMC's looking good. Brock Purdy's looking good. I don't think Fred Warner's back for this game. I don't know. That's a huge leader for them on defense, so he's still out. But Bethea, his backup, has been playing fantastic. I think San Fran, I think they win it. I really do. I think San Fran wins it. I think Petula will be in the unemployment line this time next week.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Hopefully not next week, but yeah, no, I'm with you. Again, that's a toss-up game too. But I finally picked a home team there.
Yeah.
All right, next one. Oh man, I really want the Eagles to win that one. But anyway, Chargers and the Patriots. Now, this is a nice little matchup, man. Tell me what you got.
Yeah, I mean, Drake May just continues to do it. I mean, would they put up 38 points last week in kind of a
Yeah.
meaningless game? I
Yeah.
mean, they're rolling. They're rolling. I think they're rolling well enough they get past the Chargers here. But again, I would not be surprised if Harbaugh, and that the defensive tools he's got in LA, if somehow they pull this off. I don't see it happen. I don't think they have enough firepower on offense. I don't. As much as I like Amarion Hampton, he's shown flashes, but he's been inconsistent, and he's a rookie, and the lights are bright in the playoffs.
Yeah.
I love Herbert. I think he's got a bright future, but I don't think it's his year. I look for New England. I think out of all the games, I think this may be the biggest point differential out of all the games. I think New England wins this handedly.
Yeah. I think I'm agreeing with you on that. I like the Patriots in this game. They have proven consistent football all year long. I don't care who they were playing. And that was impressive that they threw up 38 last week in a meaningless game. They are here to play football and stay in that groove. Do the Chargers have a chance? Yes, but that game is in New England. The New England fans, they've been suffering just for a few years. I mean, they were living the life for 20 years. But I think the Patriots have too much. And if the Chargers can't protect Herbert, which their offensive line isn't that good, I don't think they even have a chance. So I'm with you. I'm going Patriots.
Yeah, I don't know. Their offensive line's been banged up. I mean, the huge guy that plays like left tackle for him, Alt or whatever his name is, I think he's been out. I don't know if I haven't done any research. I don't know if they're getting him back. I mean, obviously that would make a huge difference. But here's the thing: for the Chargers to win, I think they have to win the turnover battle handedly, and I think one of those turnovers has to be a pick six or a fumble return for it. I think they have to have a defensive or special teams touchdown in this game to win. That's my prediction. I don't if you line them up and nobody turns the ball over and you're asking the Chargers offense to outscore New England's offense, I don't think it happens.
Yeah.
I think the Patriots offense is just clicking that well.
Yeah, no, I agree. Yeah, the Chargers need something, kind of off the beaten path like that to happen. So.
Sure.
All right, next one. The Texans. Wow, boy, they've come a long way too. And the Steelers. I'm just going to say right off the bat, I don't think the Steelers have a chance in this game. I think they go down and they go down. I think the Texans dominate the game. I don't think they're going to blow them out, but I think they're just going to control the game. And I don't even think the Steelers should be on the same field with the Texans. And so I'm going all Texans. I'm a Houston Texan guy. That defense and what they've done and what they've done in this last 10 games or so. Love their quarterback play. And Aaron Rodgers, it might be his last game ever.
I like Pittsburgh. I mean,
really?
as good as Houston is, I think Aaron Rodgers, he can minimize that with his brain. Yeah. He's beating people with his brain. Like, this whole getting up to the line of scrimmage, snapping the ball, and getting a free 5 yards because they couldn't get a substitute off. I love it. I think he's a genius with this stuff.
He is.
But I like, for some reason, I don't know what it is, I like Pittsburgh in this game. But here's the thing. If Houston slips up and wins this game, which you say they are, I predict they can make a run.
Yeah.
They can make a run. I mean, they could very well be the daggone Super Bowl representative by the AFC.
Yeah.
That's how good their defense is. But for some reason, I just like the old man in this game. I do. I like Aaron Rodgers in this game. They get DK Metcalf back. And I'm not a Stroud fan. I was not a Stroud fan when he was at Ohio State. I'm not a Stroud fan. I'm not a CJ Stroud fan. I'm just not. And he's got weapons on offense. They don't have a running game. Nico Collins, a specimen at wide receiver.
Yep.
Probably a younger version of DK Metcalf, to be honest
Yeah,
with you.
he sure is.
But I like Pittsburgh in this game. For some reason, I like Pittsburgh in this game. I think Aaron Rodgers, with his brain and savvy and the elder statesman, I think pulls them through this game.
And DK will be back, right?
DK's back for this game.
Unbelievable. So I kind of like CJ Stroud, and I wish I won't go back, but I wish the Panthers would have took him. But nothing against Bryce, but come on, wasn't even close.
Everything against Bryce. I'm so we'll get to this, but I'm so sick of him kind of giving us this, just hang with me, guys. It's your third year, man.
Third year.
You were the number one pick in the draft 3 years ago. Like, for you to be throwing 54 yards total in a game,
yeah,
this is uncalled for. Like,
no, I got you.
I mean, he's not the guy. I mean, he's not. I don't know who is the guy. I wish they would move mountains and something happen and they get Joe Burrow would be fantastic. But that's just a dream.
Wishful thinking. All right, before our last little segment, I got a couple more of our fine sponsors. Jimmy Snowburger, my man up north, Imperial Marketing Solutions. Any business owners out there, treat yourself this season with an IT hardware. Jimmy Snow has Dell Latitude Windows 11 Professionals, same as new laptops for $395, desktops for $395. They're like brand new. Call my man Jimmy Snow at 315-345-8349. And then another burrito place, California Burritos Express and Bar, offering a full bar with margaritas and draft beer and serving very generous portions of Mexican food. He's got a great dining room with all kinds of TVs. They are located over on Spring Garden, and they do a really nice job. And it's a nice place to go have some food and a couple beers and watch the games, to be honest with you. Go see Marco. He's the owner, and tell him that we sent you. All right. Well, let's talk real quick. I think this is going to be a quick one anyway. MVPs for the NFL. And do you agree it's a two-man race?
Yeah, it's down to Drake May and Stafford.
Yep. I got to go, as good as Drake May has played, he's right there with Matthew Stafford, but Stafford's got it, man. 4,700 yards, 46 touchdown passes against 8 interceptions. Drake May, 4,400 yards. That's impressive. 31 touchdowns and 8 interceptions. But Drake also has 450 yards rushing for 4 TDs. But I think Stafford has just been the MVP for the Rams all year long, and I would have to pick Stafford. Who do you got?
Yeah, I'm going Stafford here too, not just because I'm a Rams guy, but I just think he's had a phenomenal season. I think he gets the upward hand since he is somewhat in the twilight of his career. I think that does play into the voting a little bit, as much as people don't want to admit that. And when is the voting done? Like, I know the awards given out the week before the Super Bowl.
Yeah, but it's right after the regular season, the voting.
So the voting's essentially completed.
It has nothing to do with playoffs, is what my understanding.
Okay, all right. Because I was going to say, if it does, I mean, I think Stafford betters his case this weekend. But
right.
I think hands down it's Stafford. Drake May, hell of a year, but for lack of a better way to put it, he hadn't paid his dues yet. Do it another year. And Stafford's got a Super Bowl on his shelf and stuff like that. So I think this is the one thing he's missing, and I think the voters and the people that vote, they take that into consideration.
Yeah. No, Stafford all the way. But a star was born this year with Drake May, because he's and to think, he's got another 10 or 12 years of doing what he's doing solidly. So I'm excited for him. I'm not a North Carolina fan, but him quarterbacking at North Carolina, I didn't miss a game. He was fun to watch at Carolina as well.
Sure.
All right, real quick, coaches openings. There's 7 teams looking for a coach right now. Baltimore, the Giants, the Cleveland Browns, Atlanta Falcons, Arizona Cardinals, Tennessee Titans, Las Vegas Raiders. To me, the only job that is worthwhile is the Baltimore Ravens. Which one? Who do you? What job do you think is? Well, give me the top 2 jobs that are available.
Mm. Um. Oh, I agree with you with Baltimore, and I don't
Yep.
agree with Harbaugh getting fired. Like it's like we talked about a couple of weeks ago when these with the Kiffin stuff and these colleges making these crazy decisions. Does anybody ever say stop traffic? Okay, we get rid of them. Who we gonna get?
Oh yeah.
Who's out there that's better? Like there's teams right now that are under contract with a coach that have successful coaches now
Yeah.
that are looking saying, "Daggone, Harbaugh's available,
I
really?"
know.
You know. So I think he'll catch on. I see him in New York.
Yeah.
And you probably don't want to hear that being a Philly guy, but I
No.
see him in New York. I think New York, just they got Super Bowl history stuff. It's in New York. They got great press if you're playing good. Um, that's probably an attractive job. It's
Yeah.
probably one of the more attractive jobs. Yeah, but so now you got Baltimore open, and I think that's a very attractive job.
Yeah.
I
Great
do. I
job.
mean, they get great tradition there. Um, and I'll tell you another one. I don't know if you'll agree with me or not. That's available, and it's not because I used to play for them or whatever. But I just see the potential of being successful early, and that's Atlanta. Just
Yeah.
because you're playing in such a weak division,
Yep.
you right the ship there in any way. And I tell you, I was shocked by this. Now, I like Raheem Morris, and to be honest with you, I think Atlanta was probably playing the best out of any team in their division when the
They're
season ended.
they're the best team in that division. There is no
Yes.
doubt they're the best team in that division as the season ended because all 3 of them were 8-9. So Atlanta was the better team.
Well, here's my thing, and I hate to see him get fired like this when, and I don't know. I have heard it came from the top,
Yeah.
but the decision they made to draft Penix, I think, was the ultimate culmination of this fallout. They had Cousins going into his second year of $100 million fully guaranteed
Yeah.
contract,
Yeah.
and they used their first round draft pick on. Let's be honest, Penix is a great player. He had a great college career. Due to the hype, he was probably a first round draft pick. But if I don't think he was a first round draft pick specimen, like he had 2 ACLs in college. He's
No.
coming off the
Yeah.
hype of a great year playing for Washington. Like,
Yeah.
it was probably a reach to get him there anyway. He probably got there on hype. And I have heard that it was not the general manager's decision. I heard it came from the top. I heard it was Arthur Blank wanting that pick.
Yeah. Wow.
If it was the general manager, then I think they were right by firing him in this whole fallout. But I've heard it came from Arthur Blank. But for Raheem Morris to fall victim to all of this, I don't agree with it.
No.
I mean, it's just
I was so surprised on that. I really was. Very surprised.
now if it would have been the general manager's call, which it should have been, if you hire a general manager, you let him make the call.
Yeah.
If he was the one that made the decision to draft Penix last year, when you got Cousins, so what does that do to Cousins? You're paying me $100 million. I'm your guy. And
Yeah.
then you turn around after year one and draft a quarterback in the first round. Like, now you got a rookie quarterback that's not confident playing in the NFL. And then you got a veteran quarterback that wonders what the hell you're doing.
Yep. No.
So it's like, and I have to look back at that draft of maybe who they could have gotten.
Yeah.
Or who was picked around
I can't
after
remember.
Penix or before Penix or whatever. Who could you got? So I hate to see it. I think Raheem Morris fell victim to a bad situation there. For some reason, I look for him. He's a defensive guy. I don't know if he jumps back into a head coaching spot. I wouldn't be surprised if he did because I think he's that good of a coach.
Yeah.
But if he does go into a defensive coordinator role, as bad as I hate to say this, as bad as you don't want to hear this, I think it ends up being in Dallas.
Yep.
That
could be.
to replace their defensive coordinator. But I
Oh,
mean, man, that's a tough situation, man, because he had them rolling there at the end. He really did.
I got a couple things. So many openings, and I really think Baltimore's the best spot to land anyway. As we speak right now, but any a lot of things can change. But a good buddy of mine, Tom Bloomer, he's an avid listener. He brought something to my attention today that sounded very interesting, actually. Let's say the Buffalo Bills lose to Jacksonville. Okay. McDermott's gonna be gone. You bring in Harbaugh in Buffalo. That would be a nice hire, I think. What do you think
Yeah.
of that one?
Yeah, I mean, I haven't looked at the extreme hypotheticals, but like I said, I just picked Jacksonville to beat Buffalo.
Yeah.
And you're right. If Buffalo loses early in these playoffs with
Woo.
Allen, they make a move, man. I mean, they got to get Allen some help. And we've always spoke to it from a wide receiver perspective, from a maybe another running back perspective, or something like that. But maybe his help comes with a change in coaches there.
That would
You
be
know?
interesting. Very
Yeah.
interesting. And then in closing here, Cliff Kingsbury is out at Washington as the offensive coordinator.
And
Okay.
apparently it was mutual. Apparently he wanted to go.
Yeah. Yep. And boy, would I love him in Philadelphia as my OC, man. Ooh,
Yeah.
but I,
I
I
mean,
think he's looking for a head coaching job, I would
yeah.
imagine.
Yeah. Cliff was in Europe when I was. We're the same age.
Oh yeah.
So he was the quarterback of the Berlin Thunder when I played with Frankfurt. Uh, I look for him to land West Coast again. Vegas,
Yeah.
possibility. I don't personally. I don't like him as a head coach, to be honest with you. So Vegas has been known to do boneheaded stuff. So hats off to Kingsbury. Go get another payday. I
No.
mean, so I love him as an offensive coordinator. I'm not necessarily thrilled with him as a head coach.
Yeah, me as
Um,
well.
but I think he's definitely probably on the short list interview process with Vegas. I
Yeah.
don't. I think the Arizona thing. I think burn its bridge. I don't look for him to go back there, but
No, no.
I look for him to go to
Tennessee
Vegas.
around. Yeah.
Yeah,
If
and does
if
that
if
set
there is
Kyler Murray to end up being in a Vegas uniform next year? Because he was the
oh
one that
yeah.
drafted Kyler Murray or whatever. So, and Arizona is at their wits' end with the Kyler
Good
Murray
point.
thing. Does he end up in Vegas? A lot
No,
of hypotheticals here.
that's a good possibility. And the only other thing, real quick, Harbaugh is one of the best coaches ever. You got to throw him in that. 18 years with the same franchise. You just don't hear that anymore. Does Dallas and Washington think twice? I don't think Dallas does. I think they think Schottenheimer is something
I think
special.
I think Shoddy's fine there. I think
I know, but
uh,
I mean, but they think he's fine and he's done a great job, and they were under 500. I mean, it just blows my mind. But it seems like he's a good fit for Dallas, and I think who knows what Washington. But I'm thinking the Bills better win to keep McDermott's job, or McDermott's gone and Harbaugh's in. So that's from Tom Bloomer. But man, once he said it, I started thinking about it this morning. I'm saying now that could be one hell of a marriage right there in Buffalo. So
yeah. So I mean, what do you think in Arizona? Like, I mean, gosh, it's these same teams every year
I
that
know.
like need new coaches, need new coaches. Like at some point in time, do these owners look themselves in the face and say, maybe it's us? Like, I mean, Cleveland. Like,
Yep.
I don't know. It baffles me. You got
If
you
if
got Tomlin. You got
go ahead.
Tomlin that wins
Yeah.
basically to keep his job. The
Yep.
Rooneys never came out and said something, and I don't look for the Rooneys to make rash decisions like that. But Tomlin's the third coach in Pittsburgh history. Period. Cleveland's
Yeah.
been through that in 2 years. Like it's amazing to me that these owners can't wise up and get out of the way a little bit.
If Cleveland wants to make a big splash, coach prime time, man. Now
I know.
that would be fun.
Everybody's talking about that. I don't like that. I don't.
That's not going to happen.
No. I
If
mean, with the NIL stuff and everything like that, he created enough hype and stuff like that. He got Colorado on the map. They ain't won nothing.
I know.
They ain't won nothing. They got a lot of money. They got a lot of TV time, more TV time than they've had in the previous 20 years, but they ain't won nothing. So,
No.
I mean, he's been riding that hype wave, but I think that wave's dying down a little bit.
Yeah, I think you're right.
Mm-hmm.
All right, my man. Another great show. Let's sit back and enjoy the super weekend of football. I mean, this has got it. If you really think about it, this is like the best weekend of football all season long. So enjoy it. And until next week, thanks, Jeremy.
Thanks, guys.
Overtime pay. We're talking the overtime play. The big stories, the big plays, the big drama. We got Jared and Johnny.